Welcome in, everybody! It's time for more AEL High School Competition. We got Mattse and TwoTapTony coming at ya with all the best-in-class action. All that Marble Rivals has to offer. Can you believe it, Tony? We're back!
We're so back another week and some more action, I would hope.
Oh, yes. And you know how you can watch the action? On an AGON by AOC monitor, the best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. AGON by AOC provide all the best that you can offer. No. AGON by AOC are the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. They provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. But Tony, who else can we count on?
And we can also count on and thank HyperX and Officeworks. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks when you need speed, control, and zero distractions. Officeworks has got the tech. Discover gaming gear made to handle serious play.
Serious play every day! And you know what you need to fuel that play? You need some Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. It's a big shout out to each and every one of our sponsors there. You know them, you love them, and we appreciate their support. But, Tony, we have our teams. We are here to support today. Starting off with an absolute ripper. It is going to be KBGS Housefire YT taking on TGS SCCC to kick off the games today. So feeling good about this one. But you know what else I'm feeling, Tony? I'm feeling we're starting on a map of domination. One of my favorites, to be honest. We're going to Burnin T'Challa.
Okay, Bernard T'Challa, a little bit of a fun and an interesting one. Of course, the potential for environmental KOs and such on some of the points. So, yeah, should be fun here. Bernard T'Challa for domination, not Celestial Husk, not Hell's Heaven that we're kind of used to seeing pretty early in the piece, Matt. And this should be an exciting one. I was very impressed last week with Olive Oil and keen to see how they fare going into this week.
Yeah, likewise, Tony. I think they're going to do some great stuff, and keen to see exactly what they will bring, as we now have a Venom ban coming through to kick off. I got to respect it, considering some of the openness of some of the objectives here. Bucky actually going to be banned out by KBGS, though. I think that that's commendable also, considering the impact that Bucky can make at the moment really helps the team to shut down some of that dive presence there, utilizing the bionic hook there and managing to, just displace them with a lot of crowd control options. But speaking of options, we do see the first Vanguard Protect on a Magneto.
Yeah, Mag has been a hotly contested pick a lot of Season 9.5, right? Just really good at shutting down a lot of that frontline pressure, but as well you get that Scarlet team up, not even necessarily the enhanced one, just the regular base team up is more than enough to give Magneto a lot of front end firepower as well. You just don't expect a Mag to do that amount of damage that quickly, and you know, if you're a squishy backline strategist or a duelist, you could be meeting a fatal KO.
Yeah, you could be meeting the fate of all two worlds, couldn't you, Tony? Definitely going to be quite the state of calamity you're going to be placed in there. But speaking of calamity, we see Punisher is no more into this one, so unfortunate for the Punisher, but it's going to be okay. Mantis going to be protected as well. KBGS locked into some of your high priority heroes at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of high priority here for KBGS. We've seen Mantis really take form as I guess like a gambit in a way, right? Very a must-need pick or ban away for some of teams in Ignite, teams in other regions even, and it feels like KBGS definitely identifying that Mantis pretty strong pick. Cloak as well as one that gets banned often recently, that damage reduction and as well that damage amp that
and
you can give to your team ups. Just so much power behind a lot of these team ups, Matt.
Yeah, especially a lot of Cloak players have been playing into that Luna one, the Frozen Haven there, you know, being able to enhance yourself into a absolute block of ice, which just locks you in place and gives you a bit of invulnerability, and you actually get a little weak healing aura to your nearby teammates as well, so it's pretty interesting. But obviously with Luna being on your team alongside Cloak, that enhances the healing aura. You get a bit more healing in that ice block form there. So a lot of Cloak players have been able to use that as a kind of get out of jail free card there, and it's been really annoying to deal with them in the rank queues, to be honest. So definitely happy to see that one banned away. But we do see the Jubilee coming out for KBGS here. It's interesting to see Jubilee actually not playing into the active Hood team up this time around, considering that their normal attacks there get turned into a hit scan type attack with the enhanced team up. So not actually going to play into that one this time.
Yeah, it's interesting having, you know, not having the Hellfire Sparks. It's a very effective team up. It's, as somebody who's been getting a little bit more Jubilee playtime recently, Matt, definitely one that I look to abuse in the ranked queues. It's a very strong team up. Of course, we won't actually see Jubilee at all, so unfortunately, you know, we get to talk about it a little bit, but we get fooled just as hard here. But yeah, TGS. Oh, yeah, no, Jubilee's back. And, yeah, it's going to be interesting, as you alluded to as well, Mantis Emma, a pretty good enhanced team up as well, allowing Emma to do a lot more, I guess, like, in terms of that frontline presence. And, well, you can already see Lord Twisty peeking over. You're trying to get a cheeky little hook. Wildcard as well on the cap that we haven't quite seen. We spoke about this last week before. Cap not really too favorable in the current Vanguard meta.
No, a lot more players have been opting into, if they want to play a dive-centric one, something like your Venom, if you can get it. Obviously, that's banned here, but something like that. Angela from time to time, you know, but otherwise, it's just, even the Hood has had a lot of commonality, but not going to see much of that anymore. It will be Odd Octopus, first one to go there. Looking to follow up at TGS, playing the best that they can to hold on to this one. Here we go, the Firework Finale in to play here, enabling their team to steam ahead of this one and force their enemies straight away from the mission area. TGS still have that control for now, though. They're doing a great job of just stalling the percentage as long as they can.
Yeah, just getting themselves as much as they can before
it's still going.
Final. Yeah, it's still going here. Finally going to be claimed by KBGS as they push them off of the point. Lord Twisty, though, in the background, could look to find a cheeky little pull-off here. Of course, the Spider-Man pretty good, as we said, at finding those environmental KOs here. And TGS are going to group back up. I was very interested to see that Firework Finale was very quickly caught by Real Glaz here, so look to see that one being effective, as we'll see Reggie Royal flush out of Mr. Sloth. We'll see TGS as well. Ruby Rage comes out. Nobody getting taken out by that one just yet, though. The Strange will fly through with a Maelstrom to deliver a quick KO here to TGS.
Yeah, good response from the Soul Resurgence as well. Will be counted out by the boundary there. Meteor trying to track them and smack them down. It's trading strategists there. Psionic Seduction causing a bit of traction as well, trying to displace them. Emma Frost will be able to make many stray from the path there, and it will further their pursuit as they are locked on a full charge. So it should be good to force them out. Cap down. This is already evening the score there in terms of the player numbers, but might be more around the corner as KBGS find their ground.
They've found themselves pretty good positioning now. Just have to play probably towards the point. They don't have to show too much here to TGS. Don't really want to walk on their terrain right now. Agamotto here for Artos is going to be coming out there immediately as we see it. Nancy comes through as well from the Gambit, so TGS, an explosive fight to take. 2 quick KOs secured. Now the Vanguards and the strategists left to hold it down here. Cap swinging fist as well onto the Emma. TGS coming into play in a big way here. Firework Finale, though, might be able to answer back here as well with the Hood team up. Real Quaz dishing out a ton of damage.
Yeah, dishing out everything they can in terms of impact here, Tony. They're just trading blow for blow consistently here. Now seeing the full cap effect. doing the best they can to just stall out the mission area. They picked up their health pack, trying their best to continue to stall. Freedom Charge even coming in, but it will go down just as soon as it came out. Oh my days, Lord Twisty barely getting their way over to the mission area. Spectacular spin came out, but it just wasn't a spin to win, Tony. They just didn't touch in time.
That's just unfortunate there. A valiant attempt there from Lord Twisty. But first point of Bernard to Charlie going to KBGS. Matten, again, have to give credit to the Jubilee play here from Real Class. I thought the point was going to go back to TGS there towards the final mark, but percentage kept climbing, and Real Class as well, charging that ultimate pretty quickly. KBGS now, of course, they do have a few ultimates as well to play with going into the initial stage of this fight. And Lord Twisty, Spider-Man, not going to be too effective here on the second point.
Yeah, not going to be too much they need to worry about there. Can see Artos is going to be on to the Strange this time around, so maybe looking for some early portal play here. Otherwise, just looking to utilize the Seraphim Shield to yield some bigger results, I would imagine. But we'll see how they play to action, because they are looking to take it slow and steady in the beginning here, and are just going to take the fight straight to them. So no worries about portals yet, but there is that possibility later.
Possibility of a little bit of play later in the piece. Of course, starting off the fight in the neutral there. Ton of damage dished out to KBGS though. The strategist gonna have to keep everybody up. Raging Royal Flash gonna be used immediately here. Master Striker and everybody from KGBS now trying to fly over this point. And Mag Meteor as well coming out. Meteor M looking for the slam. Doesn't quite find the dunk. Artos will find that quick KO, and Song Inferno as well in the background. TGS are able to answer back that Raging Royal Flush, and now they have man advantage. Make it 2 here. Quick KO there from Artos. Traded back by Big Boy Barry, who's still holding down this point on the Emma, being a beacon of hope here for KBGS, but will fall. TGS finally able to clean that one out.
Yeah, well done to them. They cleaned it out, and they've already got that early mission area control. So they're already strolling ahead towards the halfway point on their percentage here. And they've got other tools available. You know, Lord Twisty getting closer to having the Apex Predator is definitely going to be a good space clearer there. I have Agamotto as well, could be big. But KBGS, they've got the Sonic Seduction Fireworks Finale here. So there's a lot that they can bring to the fight. And neither side can afford to go down in the neutral, because they might already. But the Fireworks Finale, Agamotto, Sonic Seduction cancelled, Tony. It's all heating up.
And it's all starting to heat up. The fireworks are starting to go off. The Master Striker going to find Wildcard there. Love Truck's Apex Predator going to pull them all on in. It's a triple from Lord Twisty off of the Spider-Man and onto the Elsa, and that's a quad.
Penta!
And that's TGS, a Penta. Okay. Okay, Lord Twisty.
That's insane, Tony.
Yeah.
They've just locked in entirely. Cannot believe it. Here comes a portal. No. I got very worried there would be no protection for the Strange there. They will make it in the end. The fight will continue on. And here we go, Tony. It's time for the last stand.
Time to make their final move. KBGS, what do you have? A fantastic from Odd Octopus as they walk out of the portal. And Song Inferno will immediately hit its mark, and it is going to be as well. Raging Royal Flush traded by the Soul Resurgence here from OG Tails. We'll see what they can do. Traded 1 for 1. The end song's down. Freedom Charge is called to play here. Raging Royal Flush in return. KBGS, though, still pretty healthy here in this affair. They do have that Gambit helping them dish out more damage, but again, the picks are going to TGS. Meteor looking for a slam down, trying to take out the Invis, and it will be 2 from the Gonk Emperor, and that will be 2 more picks necessary here to stall this point out. Overtime fully ticking down. 2 more to go. And finally, we'll see KBGS flip that point.
At the end of the line, they flip the switch there and will find their opening. So, amazing work coming out from KBGS in order to hold on. But TGS just need to wait them out, try and drain some of the ults from their opposition. Then can look to push forward with ease. But it's never going to be an easy task as they continue to play from the high ground here. Building up sparks for the Phoenix there is going to be good. Definitely can help with chipping away at the damage and maybe find a KO in the neutral. But the Agamotto was a great start there. Firework Finale immediately pushed through.
Sustained from the Firework Finale is too much there. Couldn't get any sort of value. Lord Twisty, though, with the Apex Predator, the fadeaway. He's just staring at the wall, watching them all go off of the map. TGS will push them off the point once again. And I don't think they're going to make it back this time. No portal, nobody able to run back. They try and scramble. But again, TGS coming out on top here in this point. The second one, the Stellar Spaceport. And Matt, we go all the way to the Imperial Institute of Science here. Hard to break these two teams at the moment.
Yeah, completely agree, Tony. Both these teams have showcased a lot of their strengths into those opening rounds, and I'm so excited for who's going to be able to come out on top of this one. I love the power that's been showcased from Lord Twisty there on the Elsa. They had some great impactful Glartroxes, you know, finding the Penta off the back of the first one there, finding the Quad off the back of the next one. It's just a Glartrox delivery service all day, every day, Tony. Might have some competition in the postal industry. We'll see how things go heading into the next point, though, as we do have Hawkeye coming out for Big Boy Barry here. Okay, I like what you're coming up with, and I'm keen to see how it works out.
Yeah, Hawkeye, I know you're a big fan of that one. We'll see what KBGS can do with it. And, well, interesting. Going for the 2-1-3 composition here for KBGS. We haven't quite seen a lot of that recently. It's actually been a lot of 3-1-2, right? A lot of more emphasis on the Vanguards, especially with the fact that the Hood does so much damage as a Vanguard character. So, yeah, this is an interesting composition from KBGS. Already looking to steal away some quick KOs. Double from the Magneto here, and Matt, that's what we expected to see once that mag got saved here by KBGS.
Yeah, the meta's always going to be transforming. It's always going to be basically a living, breathing thing, considering it can change from day to day, week to week, even, depending on how teams experiment. But speaking of, the experiment has now found its conclusion as TGS pull their way past everybody on KBGS there, and will flip the mission area control in their favor. Got plenty of ults in their disposal as well, almost heading closely towards a full stack there, as a matter of fact. So that can be very problematic in the longevity of things here, Tony. And I'm very terrified even of what could be on the other side for KBGS for there. But it's time for that Raging Royal Flush to kick off this next fight, Tony.
Reginald Flush to fly forward and try and cement a little bit of space. Meteor from Cockemperor once again, but it's the Apex Predator pulling KBGS where TGS would like them, and it is going to be Lord Twisty now walking it up a 1v1 here against the Hawkeye. And Elsa's a little bit more mobile, so the Hawkeye going to have to lock that shot in, but it's Lord Twisty securing it. And TGS hold down that point. And KBGS now still only 20% to their name. A few ultimates to play with. They're going to have to be a little bit more steadfast in their approach this time.
Yeah, a bit more steadfast, a bit more proactive on it to this one, Tone. And see how they go as Magneto tries their best to slice and dice their way forward. Phoenix taking a bit of damage, but will not fall yet. So TGS doing a great job. Ooh, I think they were attempting an Agamotto there, but they got walled off. Oh, that is going to be cancelled entirely. Really great work from the real guys there. Having the Firework Finale, the Meteor coming down. They are going to town on this comeback, Tony. Absolutely shredding them apart. And that will be the flip they needed.
The Cockemperor just can't miss a Meteor right now. Heat-seeking with those ones. And TGS.
Magic Missile.
Well, yeah, Magic Missile, it would feel. TGS, unfortunately, back to their spawn. But 84%, nothing to scoff at here. KBGS are going to have to be pretty on guard. Ensong is available here from Olive Oil. Looks just going to take up on the high ground. Seafling gets a pot shots down. try and weaken up the strategist here. So much front end damage here. The Emma and the Mag. So much charged up potential here. And you'll be seeing that potential right now. The Psionic Seduction coming out.
Yeah, it does find a KO off the back of it as well, so Gambit going down is going to be a great start. It'll be an end song coming forward, though, traded back. Mantis is out, I'm going to see the Horn of Proteus come down and rain down hell. Goodbye to Mantis, they can't rely on a Soul Resurgence, don't even need to, however. They're getting KOs in the neutral, it's Squid City, and they're living it up.
Barry doesn't even need to throw a spear at them. He's just kind of watching them get softened up by the squids and taken out by them. And it's going to have to be a portal here. Don't have too much time left on the clock, really, to go for this one. The portal now, again, going to have to fight the neutral. Only ultimate's up 2-1 apiece here for both sides as they come out of the portal here. And time is ticking. And the Apex Predator will come out once again. Lord Twisty gonna pull them all into the corner there, and it's a quick softened up KO to start.
Yeah, gonna exchange the ults there. Soul Resurgence for the Raging Royal Flush, and then nowhere near the firework finale there. Good focus, shutting down the real Kaz there. We'll find Olive Oil on the trade, but still need a bit more to parade ahead. Ozartos does have a Komodo as well, so certainly can put strides in to try and flip it back. They're not gonna need to rely on that though. They are finding the opportunity slowly but certainly here. So looking good for TGS at the moment, but you got to admire KBGS for stalling as long as they have. Good Komodo finally allows them to lock them in place there, clear the space, and they will no longer be able to contest. You can see the Gonk Emperor already portal through Tony. Another fight around the corner.
Yeah, back on to the point we go, and the firework finale here from the real Class. Trying to get out a ton of damage with that Hood team up as well. Just the base form, as we'll see Raging Royal Flush come out from the Mr. Striker here on the Gambit. Trying to see what they can do. Anti's up here, damage is being dealt, but no KOs just yet. Horn of Proteus comes through. Real Quaz to pick one up as well. Overtime is ticking and TGS are losing members slowly. Squids are dishing a ton of damage now onto Olive Oil, who's just trying to stall overtime with this Spider-Man. And the point is almost fully flipped. It's a triple from Big Boy Barry. OC be damned. TGS can't attempt the touch here. Actually, no. Artos gets on with the Angela for just a second. But OC goes once again. The Gambit's on. TGS somehow managed to touch time and time again, but it's shut down finally. KBGS will take it in 2.
Oh my goodness, Tony. Can you believe it? Just incredible. They managed to make it work. A very hard-fought endeavor there, but it pays off. A 3-objective domination, you know, it's a good one when it goes all 3. Gonk Emperor going to be our MVP as well, so big shout out to them and theirs on that first map there. KBGS on top of the first map. TGS SCCC, can they bring it back in the second? Certainly going to be a proving point. And just look at those finals, man, just insane. Lord Twisty popped the heck off.
Yeah, Lord Twisty having a really good game. 20 final hits, 32 KOs overall. But yeah, it really came down to Portal v Portal play, right? TGS, they flew out of theirs, they flipped the point back. And then KBGS, they were able to flip the point back in their favor. Again, the real Quaz showing out on this Jubilee. 12k damage there, 40k healing. You know, we give it to the Gonk Emperor because Gonk played a really, really big game there on the Mag and, of course, on the Strange when they needed it. But my props to the Jubilee.
Yeah, I think they definitely deserve their flowers. You know, I think they did a great job. And I'm really excited for what's going to be coming out of our second map and there beyond, to be honest. They've done amazing work. Amazing work. I'm sure there's going to be more to come soon in our second map. While we get that one set up, though, folks, we are going to head to a quick break. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be back before you know it. Welcome back, everybody, to AEL High School Competition Marvel Rivals, coming at you with an amazing series between none other than a KBGS Housefire YT and TGS SCCC. So, we had a great first start there on map number 1, Bernard T'Challa, going all 3 objectives, and now KBGS on top, but we're moving to Midtown for our next convoy map, Tony, and how you feeling about this one?
Sounds not too bad, especially, you know, we've already seen some Jubilee play. Jubilee's pretty good in these narrow corridors that, like, a map like Midtown, and as well, Araco Convoy allows a little bit here, and it should be interesting whether we get to see the Jubilee once again. Of course, that was a big game from both sides, right? You know, KBGS and TGS really fought for it there on domination, so I imagine Midtown probably gonna be very similar in that regard.
Yeah, I'd imagine that there'll be at least a little bit of similarity there, but it looks like our bands have full clarity. Mantis gone, Bucky gone, everybody's gone, Tony. But who stays? Well, I'll tell you who stays. It's gonna be the real Triple T, TwoTapTony. That's who stays. No, Gambit's going to be protected to start off here, folks. And our next one, now going to be considered, it's Magneto.
Magneto going to be saved once again here. I like this. I really was impressed with how the Gonk Emperor played that one. Of course, well-deserved MVP. Just finding so much value out of the Meteors. Wasn't even necessarily what we expected, right? You know, the team up, as we alluded to, a lot of damage comes out of that, and normally you find a quick KO or 2 there, but the Meteors were quite effective there, and, well, we're going to be seeing Punisher getting taken away here. Don't want to have to deal with that one. I would have thought, especially with the fact that they got the mag through, they probably wouldn't have minded letting the Punisher through.
Yeah, you would imagine, right? Because they can use the Magneto to kind of deal with the Punisher, just pop the ult down, absolutely annihilate the Final Judgment, but maybe they just don't want to have that scenario be a thing at all, because there is the situation where maybe they pop a Strategist ult, but they pop the Final Judgment at the same time, and it kind of forces your hand away from the Strategist ult onto the Final Judgment, so they want to mitigate that scenario by just taking that ban through there. But we are going to see Emma actually banned out this time, Elsa on the Protect, and same with Namor. So a lot of our impactful duelists from our first map are actually being protected into this one.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I'm going to, of course, keep Lord Twisty's Elsa. Kind of effective pick there. We saw Lord Twisty find multi-KOs after multi-KOs there with that Apex Predator, so
nothing.
Yeah, mystery ban here for KBGS, and, well, TGS. What's the final call here? Jubilee.
They banned Charles Xavier.
Could have been Charles Xavier.
Yeah. No. Imagine. It'd be pretty crazy if they brought Mr. X into the game. We'll hope maybe that's something in the future. Maybe not. Maybe they bring in Colossus. You know, I'd love to see some of the new heroes on the block. There's a lot of theory crafting, you know, around the Twitter sphere, around the internet, but who knows? We'll find out for sure, though, come in the next few weeks, I think. Season 10 is very, very soon. I'm keen for that dev stream. But Jubilee being banned out is actually pretty good as well. I like the adaptation from TGS here. They're taking away some of the critical pieces that KBGS had, and it really forces them to adapt accordingly. But I think they've adapted in a pretty impressive way. You know, the real Kaz there is actually playing onto the Cloak, and Cloak is certainly not one unpowerful strategist. They have a lot of impact in the current season.
Yeah, I was surprised that Cloak got let through, but, you know, TGS didn't want to have to deal with the Jubilee again, so, you know, out with one strong strategist, but in with another as well. We did get to quite talk about, Matt, you know, Gambit being let through once again here from Master Striker, and Gonk gets to play on towards that Magneto, so we get to see that enhanced team up at play there for the Gambit, not specifically the Mag. Of course, Mag opting to play with the Scarlet team up, but yeah, it gives, I guess, Master Striker a little bit more oomph in that firepower.
Yeah, so they're definitely going to be able to take advantage of Gambit's kit that little bit more than what Mr. Sloth can bring here. And to point out as well, it's interesting to see the fact that Gambit is getting let through a lot more these days compared to seasons of old when Gambit was your absolute permaban. But now they're actually playable and teams feel like they can deal with him. Looks like TGS, though, feel like they can deal with anything. I'm actually most impressed with the fact that they've brought out triple strategists on this spawn hole type composition here, Tony. And they're playing into it with Strat Ball.
Yeah, gonna be playing Strat Ball is not one we normally see, especially from more Twisty here. Gonna be seeing the Venom fly through, Wiggly Noodle, trying to get involved. Olive Oil's just taking pot shots here for free on this corner. As well, speaking of pot shots, as we alluded to, the strategist pool coming through here. Well, going to be seeing Odd Octopus actually try for this cap play. And, well, able to push Herbie a little bit further forward for the moment. TGS forced to fall back a little bit and regather themselves. But they've got a ton of ultimates here to use if they want to.
Yeah, they got plenty to use into this one, Tone. And see who pulls the trigger on this one first. They've waited out, playing around the squids as well. Good to establish a bit of pressure that way. Olive Oil, a bit of trouble. You shot down the old octopus at least. Maybe a few more in a second. Horn of Proteus though, clear the space up front. Face the Abyss now. Looking to push into it. Bonus Pounder coming out as well. Eternal Bond on a deck here. And the Meteor. Try and deal with them. Boom! They find the rocket, sucking it away. And looking to save the day here. Gambit in big trouble. But they are getting peeled by their team very well. So TGS might actually hold down this one.
Yeah, they might be able to hold it down. Ensign comes from the background. Raging Royal Flush. And Odd Octopus able to find one onto the Gambit. They will catch Olive Oil a little bit too far forward. Is that another Meteor coming out there from the Gonk Emperor?
Yeah, I think they're taking a lot of meteors from outer space, Tony. I'm kind of worried.
Yeah.
How many asteroids are in the atmosphere? The Earth isn't safe. It's doomsday, Tony.
Doomsday. It is.
It's come early.
It's come early. The game
doomsday's over.
After Doomsday's over. The TGS, they hold it down, though. Gonk Emperor and the rest of KBGS sent to outer space here. Well, back to the spawn for the moment. And TGS able to hold it down. A minute left to play with here for KBGS. And they have to be a little bit more worrisome of their approach now. We do have that Cosmic Yarn Amplifier out here for TGS if they want to use it. Odd Octopus just poking around in the backside. But Wiggly Noodle as well does have that enhanced team up on the Venom. And it's already a quick pick there. It's actually going to come from Lord Twisty, who's now on towards the duelist pool.
Yeah, dual pool's coming out. Well, not for long. They're going away. Not any longer. They do take one with them, though, so we'll give them props there. Mr. Sloth, though, the next one down. A boundary forced out. Seaboy A, feast, and they eat good. Double down onto that one. Gonna be very happy if you're on the TGS side here. And you see Odd Octopus shut down as well. KBGS struggling through this one. The Real Cats are trying their best to press their way up, but they may yet be isolated by everybody in front of them here. Eternal Bond are forcing them to play for space here around the mission vehicle, but they've got no sustain, Tony. No one's there to save them. It's just a one-player army until the portal.
Yeah, the portal comes out. Horn of Proteus is available for Big Boy Barry. Trying to get the slam on down, trying to nullify the effectiveness of TGS right now. But we can see Lord Twisty on this dual pool, floating around, poking around with the swords there, just being a slippery target, hard to deal with. Raging Royal Flush as well, coming out from Mr. Sloth and TGS now in a pretty good spot to fight, but the Boston member, Olive Oil down, is going to be the feast coming out there from the Venom. Wiggly Noodle getting it done with the Agamotto from Artos, and TGS will hold it at not even a 1 point cap here for KBGS.
What an explosive way to close out that first half there. Very impressed with the change up from TGS SCCC on to this one. And they're looking to kick off strong again, Tony. It's Groot time. There's a reason Groot's been banned in every single one of our ranked games. It's because Groot can dominate a server in the right hands. And Ozartos is ready to do everything they can. So, we'll we'll see how things go heading in to none other than this matchup right here, right now, as we prepare for a battle here. And I'm super duper excited for what else is to come.
Yeah, super duper excited. What do we have play with here? It's the Groot Knight comp here for TGS, potentially Matt Artos Groot, Olive Oil Moon Knight. So, you know, we've seen how effective that one could be, especially here in the high school competition. So I worry for KBGS if this is what TGS are going to walk out spawn with.
Yeah, I worry as well, Tony. Very curious on how they'll be able to push through this, whether they can survive even. So it's going to be a large test, but we'll see what happens in a second. As now move on up. Osatos a great play around the corner walls there, does have the iron with the wall as well. Just trying to create a bit of space for their team, and they're already finding a bit of success. Diving strike coming out from Wiggly though will be able to shut down the real cats there and looking to find even more.
That Elsa trap though locks up the Groot. Artos is taken out. Forces the BRB out, already going to be pushing forward here. Lord Twisty, and as well Olive Oil in the background with the Moon Knight. Odd Octopus is going to be cut off there. Lines of sight here for this Groot are good too. Able to shut down the shots coming out from KBGS. So they're just continuing to push forward here, slowly but trickling these KOs in their favor. And TGS now push the Herbie forward. We're going to have to see a portal immediately, but I don't even think they've got time to do so, Matt. Portal is going to come through, but a valiant effort. It's TGS.
Get it home, taking it all the way to the bank, Tony. And it will be over and out. So, hey, a confident comeback from their squad there. Will be able to tie the series up one apiece now. Lord Twisty going to be the MVP there. Most finals in that first game, and now looking to try and take that achievement here in the second as well. Let's see if they did it, Tony. Ooh, they got tied up with olive oil this time.
Yeah, tied up there, but effective game all around. Lord Twisty showing us some flexibility. The dual pull, the strap pull for a little bit there, and a lot of other things being brought to the table here from TGS with that Groot Knight combo. And as well, we got to see the Groot team up there for Rocket. Always an effective one. And for KBGS, unfortunate drop there on Midtown. You know, Convoy would have thought it'd be a little bit more closer after what we saw in Domination.
Yeah, I thought that had the potential to go all the way. You know, 3 for 3, potential for OT. A lot of things were put into consideration there, but today just wasn't the day. You know, I loved the turnaround. I think that the band draft definitely supported the endeavor for TGS SCCC there. They were able to lock things down, really, step into their comfort zone, and we saw the results play out effectively. But speaking of effectively, Tony, our teams are so keen. We're effectively going into our third and final map right the hell now.
Yeah, going straight into it here. It's going to be Lower Manhattan Convergence. We haven't gotten to see a whole lot of Lower Manhattan here in the high school competition, Matt, so it should be a fun one. It's a little bit more choke-oriented here, of course, for the defense to hold there. TGS, of course, going to start attack, so they're going to have to walk through a little bit of a harder point to take. I was going to say, Lower Manhattan, sometimes teams struggle to get through that first point.
Yeah, and that's why, especially around when it first came out, you saw a lot of teams try and play into, I guess, a play of desperation there, utilizing the Strange Portal to take a bit of high ground space and see if they can collapse upon the mission area as a bit of a fight or flight strategy, because either you can make it work, you can claim over the mission area, or you have to work extra hard to make any kind of contact there. So, keen to see what strategies will be employed into this one, as our strategists are being focused big time in the draft right now, with Gambit, Jubilee locked in, Mantis locked out, and our Bucky and Phoenix are locked out too.
Yeah, Bucky, Phoenix are going to be taken out here by KBGS. They're actually going to save Jubilee early on. No Gambit save. Sorry, no Mags save here for KBGS, but interestingly enough, TGS haven't opted to ban that one out. They've opted to save Gambit themselves, take away Emma Mantis, and be keeping the Punisher. Okay, so a little bit of a different flavor here. KBGS have the freedom to play what's been working. Yeah, Maglock immediately. No hesitation there.
Yeah, no hesitation or whatsoever. I'm surprised Mag actually made it this far through the draft, to be honest, considering how impactful Magneto has been in the majority of series, but I do like the Venom ban coming out from KBGS here. I feel like on a map like Lower Manhattan, Venom can rein in a bit of chaos for a team, but we aren't going to see Cloak and Dagger either this time, so another impactful strategist on the chopping block.
Yeah, another impactful one. I mean, to be fair, KBGS, they got the Jubilee that they were after, so not really worried about not getting that cloak. And
nah,
we're going to be seeing a few different things actually being covered here. Gog Emperor thinking about playing the Thing here. Haven't seen the Thing yet, and we've seen how oppressive the Thing can be. Especially, you know, I've got a good friend of mine I queue up the rank queues with, Matt, and he's quite an effective Thing player. Thing feels good this season.
Oh yeah, I think if Thing feels really fantastic, that's why Thing's actually been getting a bit of focus, honestly, in the ban draft. Like, because of the team-ups that the Thing has at his disposal now, it's kind of insane. Playing into the Invis team-up, right? You actually get a bit of overshield over yourself, or psionic armor, if you will, and means you have that bonus health, scales off your missing health, kind of similar to Venom, with the symbiotic resilience there. But when there is Invis on the team with the enhancement, it means it's going to be fortified, and you can take so much damage, and then the armor just comes out, you get a bit of healing for your team. It's kind of insane how much sustain the Thing has when you have that team up at your disposal.
Yeah, it's quite an effective combo as well. You have the Torch too, you get that Torch team up from Odd Octopus, so yeah, Gonk going to be sitting pretty comfortable, and opting to play the Luna this time in that triple, especially with the fact that Gambit's still available here for KBGS, and there's that Torch team up and flying forward in the face of everybody from TGS, and probably not wanting to go that far forward, especially with TGS, the amount of amplified damage that they've got with this Punisher, with this Gambit allowing them to anti-targets pretty quickly and secure some quick isolated KOs. Shotgun as well at the doors, just so much to deal with.
Yeah, a lot to deal with there, and more to follow, I'm sure, Tone. Do see Punisher go down, find the penny nest there, so it'll be a great way to open up, and gonna shut it down as well. The Gonk Emperor ready to bring out those haymakers. Penny's down, they can go to town, using the team up again, Tony. They don't care, the moon's coming down as well. Clobbering time is available, and it alleviates their ailments. They will be able to lock down many a KO for their team. Got to worry about Penny again though, but without the nest, they can't play their best, and they are continuing to be pressed against the wall with the firework finale there, putting in the work. And they will strike for gold, Tony, as they get that progression over the mission area.
Yeah, very strong push there from KBGS, just when we thought they'd get locked at the door. Now we can see Penny, Mines and Nests are going to be set up here. And a little bit harder to hold this corner, especially with the amount of open space you can take, and as well the amount of angles you can walk around and take here. Major Royal Flush available from Master Striker, but Eye of Agamotto locks up the entire team with a Maelstrom, and as well, going to be so much damage coming out of that Moon Knight as they're all sent back to spawn. Immediately, KBGS have to rethink their approach.
Yeah, reconsider their options and look to fight back in another way here. Otherwise, they will be in big trouble. But see how things go in a second. As they already look to establish a bit of pressure on the front side of things. TGS have a few ults they can bring out as well. Close to the hand of Khonshu there. They probably don't even need it though to wipe them up, to be honest. Well, nice big do so, and there you go. Using it to zone, but nobody's really in the line of sight. At least it does force them back and actually enables a couple of KOs. So not too shabby. It could have been worse.
It could have been a lot worse here. Yes. Now going to have to, once again, set themselves up in a pretty good spot, but they're holding this choke well. Penny Nest going to be out of line of sight there, not easy to break, and we're going to be seeing Raging Royal Flush come out here. But no other ultimates necessary. TGS not even going to opt to trade theirs. They're just going to walk it back here. I tell a lie though, Matt, the Spider Sweep's coming across here from Lord Twisty. There's the Amplifier as well coming across, and it's going to send TPGS back once again. Fate though in return.
Yeah, time to get dancy, Tony. They will be. To take advantage and clear the space accordingly. Raging Royal Flush though going to be coming up. Final Judgment as well. Firework Finale not for long. It's time for the Judge, Jury, Executioner. And it will shut down the Meteor and everything there beyond to lock it down for a Penta. Or a quad even. As they shut down the enemy immediately. Tony, I love the fact that we have the Human Torch with Jubilee here, because with that team up, you actually get a pseudo Daredevil where you can passively detect enemies in the vicinity, and you launch tracking sparks out to passively chip away at their health. But with the enhanced team up, you actually grant bonus health to Human Torch when you get a firework spark on enemies. So it's kind of great for Torch.
Yeah, it allows Torch to survive a little bit longer in the air, especially against the Punisher, right? Olive Oil going to be looking towards that Torch and looking towards the sky to take him out. I have Agamotto being thought about there from Wiggly Noodle, but sitting pretty calm and collected. Don't have to overextend here with the ultimate usage here. KBGS are a little bit under fire right now, just really slowly trying to trickle that mission vehicle around the corner here. Now, that's the Agamotto angle that we're after. Maelstrom not going to be able to be popped in kind, but it will be followed up perfectly. TGS securing themselves another fight win here on this corner.
Another win and ready to spin things to action time. See how they zone things out in a second. Will hold position, looking to set themselves up. Got the nests in play. And they're ready to try and save the day. But for now, it's time for the firework finale. Pushing straight up into enemy lines. Going to see the Supernova shut down the nest, and maybe more there beyond. To see the moon coming out as well. Moon Knight brought back there, or Punisher rather, from the BRB. Odd Octopus going down. So trading blows 1-for-1 there, but TGS are coming out on top.
Yeah, I didn't mind that from TGS. The BRB brought Olive Oil back immediately after an unfortunate position that Olive Oil was caught in. And the Conscious coming through. Fate to keep everybody up with the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier here. The CYA helping TGS put out the damage they need to send KBGS back to their spawn once again. They've caught the Moon Knight and they've caught everybody. It's another double here from Olive Oil. Just again, raining down shots with that Punisher gun.
Raining down absolute firepower out of that one, and keen curious to see how things fare for them as they found the Odd Octopus and the Elsa there, finding B-Boy Barry. So already a great start for TGS onto this one. They might even be able to further their pursuit as everybody's slowly but certainly falling down here. They're trying to make a switch off for the Strange Portal, but there's just not enough time, Tony. So mission vehicle just going to be held on the edge of the line there. Not much distance covered. This could be a great opportunity for TGS.
As I alluded to, that first point, you can cap it, but it's a little bit hard to get past it if a team like TGS holds that well. And, well, they did. Penny Rocket is a worrisome sign if you're an attacking team. And now, well, TGS, what do they bring to the table to their attack side? They could bring the same, right? Penny, yep. Not too bad at setting up for an attack if they want to.
No, Battle Penny, if it were. Definitely it can have its time, Tony. And keen to see what else they can do as we, open the map wide up and get ready to go. And I'm ready to see what these teams can do. Odd Octopus locking it down on the Elsa again. And going to be prepared as can be, but TGS, Tony, they've made a bit of a change up into the Black Cat here. That's been one of the supreme duelists in this season as well. You know, finding a lot of band presence in the draft in ranked, and certainly in the top tier of competitive play as well.
Yeah, the Black Cat, when she was released, was very strong, and a lot of teams really opted to run it. And then we looked at Season 9, we're like, oh, okay, Dive a little bit weaker now, and well, Black Cats found their way back into the meta, and as you alluded to, Strange Portal, normally to get onto that first point, normally it's towards the high ground, but they're going to be taking it immediately towards the middle, especially so they can set that penny nest up in a good spot here. And everybody playing the cover effectively. TGS just able to stabilize there on the high ground towards the stairs, and KBGS, they've got their own penny to play with, so it's a battle of the pennies, and who's going to come out on top? It's going to be Wiggly Noodle first, and a second double from Wiggly Noodle. And a fine one as well with the trap set up. EGS are slowly finding these KOs and slowly capturing this point.
Can be very happy with the outcome here, and KBGS have no portal available, so not going to be able to push that down either. Or rather, they tried for the portal, but it was too late there. So unlucky for them, are forced to either just hold from here into the portal, go to the next spawn point. Looks like they are going to hold the ground. So yeah, unlucky on the timing of the portal there. It does mean they have conceded the first point.
Conceding that first point, and well, already a ton of meters claimed here by TGS, so KBGS are going to have to lock it in. Artos already picking one up here on the Moon Knight. Big Barry trying to trade back with the con shoot. Can't take out that nest. It's hidden really good in this room here. The Black Cat trying to dash on through, trying to get something going. And KO secured there from Master Strike with some great reaction. Has to be careful of the con shoot, and the Agamotto too to follow suit. Wiggly Noodle once again finding the angle necessary for TGS to continue this mission forward.
Yeah, finding exactly what they were hoping for, and then some, Tony. They push up, no portal, no worries, you know, they wasted it earlier, so it's just going to be a slow, graceful end to the map, end to the series there. Amazing work coming out from both sides.
Yeah, that was, I have to give credit to TGS. They really locked in for those last two maps, but KBGS, they brought the fire there. Domination really looked good for them, and then we got to Midtown, and we saw TGS really run over this one here, and a credit to Lord Twisty, MVP here on the penny, showing the flexibility in the pool, Matt, and that's something we always like to highlight. Is a game like Marvel Rivals is a game that you can play a ton of different strategies, a ton of different ways, and the Lord Twisty showing out here on the penny, showing out on the strat pool, the dual pool, and as well on the duelist in that first one on domination, showing that flexibility is the name of the game.
Yeah, flexibility is going to take you leaps and bounds, Tony. You know, you got to be as flexible as you can for yourself, for your team, and look to give it your absolute best. So, very satisfied with the outcome there. I'm sure TGS are going to be chuffed with that one, and bad luck to KBGS there. I'm sure there's always next time. Speaking of next time, though, we are going to be heading to a short break while we set up our next series of the day, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Rivals right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to AEL Marvel Rivals Term 3 here in high school competition. It's Mattse and Tony coming at you once again with some amazing action. And where's that action going this time around, Tony? It's going to SPLC and BSDE Infinity Stones.
Okay, an interesting one. We Clash of Titans, formerly, of course. Both have had very similar paths. They've taken a little bit of a hit. A few of their strong players are gone. But they've still got strong players, of course, checking out the rosters, of course. And going into Bernard T'Challa again, Matt. Bernard T'Challa going to be a fun one to see. And, we were speaking about BSD, I believe, last week or the week before. McBunu, Frutal duo having a breakup, and it still hurts to see it. But it's, sometimes you have to move on, right?
Yeah, maybe they'll be back one day. Maybe not. We'll see. What we do see right now, though, is a Black Cat ban immediately. Elsa as well. Hulk actually going to be protected for SPLC this time. And a BSDE, the floor is yours. Keen to see what their next selection will be as they consider their options moments longer. But Mantis is going to be protected.
Yeah, Mantis going to be saved here. Hulk getting taken away. It's a little bit of a target one potentially here. Sorry, Hulk being saved is a little bit of a keep for the likes of SPLC. Nile likes to play that one a lot. Cloak and Dagger going to be banned here by BSD. Pretty solid ban there. Of course, going to be stealing away the potential for SPLC to get that amplifying going. And, well, what else do we see banned? Spider-Man. So I believe Cheezel hovering that one, not going to be able to bring that one to play. A lot of target bans coming out from SPLC, not just like general all-purpose good ones like BSDE are.
Yeah, certainly trying to mitigate as much impact as they possibly can. Like McBunu might be forced onto something else instead, like a Daredevil. Magic maybe has been making a bit of a trend lately, so there's a lot of other heroes to consider there. Even, dare I say, Black Panther could come out, Tony. But you don't know till you know. What we do know is Cloak and Dagger are no more. They're banned out, and we will see Emma protected this time as well. Certainly going to be given to AEL High here, considering how much impact they've been able to make with that hero for their team in the past.
Yeah, it's been an effective one. Emma getting saved, Mag being taken away here. We've seen how effective Mag can be so far today, and should be no different going into this one, as we'll see White Fox as the last ban here. They keep the Luna for Rowdy, and well, Juno gets to play the Invis pretty comfortably.
Yeah, Invis are going to be coming out there for Juno. Going to see no Stevie Rogers on the Captain America this time around. So we'll leave that one in the last series, won't we, Tony? But that's going to be okay. Interested in the triple strategist composition for BSDE here. I'm curious if McBunu is going to be able to do enough for them. But considering what they have, like, there's a lot of sustainability. I just don't know if there's as much KO ability to come out of this one. So I'm very interested in how they single out their targets.
Yeah, it's going to have to be effective isolation here from BSD. SPLC, it's just kind of stock standard, what we're used to. Salzy, Hella, and Hyper actually going to be on the Bucky. So we've seen Hyper so far throughout the high school competition, at least, especially this term. Matt has shown a little bit more willingness to play a lot more different roles here.
Yeah, it's not just Jeff.
Yeah, not just Jeff.
Gotta love flexibility. That's what really makes you make strides in the game of Rivals, Tony. Being adaptable and flexible for the better of your team. And that's going to be a words for everybody, in their own cues. Make sure you're flexible and adaptable as possible. It'll make you win many more games, I promise. But for now, we move in to the first point of contention here. Freeze comes through. Do see the diamond form popped early from AEL High there. Desperately trying to peel for their strategists. So they are taking a bit of punishment, and SPLC have taken the early control.
Yeah, early control claimed up here, and of course down in the low ground here in this room that's A little bit hard to get out of. McBoonoo hovering over the top here with the magic. Salzy's just at the range for the moment here. Point percentage is building here for SPLC, but they're losing members slowly. Strad just one taken out there, Juno. And, well, Rowdy might need to get back. Salzy is going to be playing an off angle here. Null forced to fall back as well. So BSD able to claim the point back here pretty decisively. And Hyper, decisive swap over to the thing. We've got the Bash brothers in play now, Matt.
Yeah, Payton brothers are coming out, so keen to see the Fists of Fury shut down their enemies one after the other here. It's going to be a dangerous way forward for BSDE, considering I don't know if they've got enough to deal with them, and let alone the Strange as well. The triple Vanguard composition from SPLC is probably the most diabolical thing that they can do against BSDE here, Tony.
Yeah, it's the hard one to kind of find that quick KO blow unless you're able to get on top of a strategist there. But normally they're pretty safe. McBoonoo going to be trying to secure a quick KO, and well, another one goes there. Board and points always flipped back to SPLC, but not if McBoonoo's got anything to say about it. Hyper, of course, I have to give credit to this adaptation, right? Going onto the thing, knowing that McBoonoo's on this magic, going to be a lot of dive pressure coming through here in SPLC. We'll secure those quick 2 KOs, and point goes back, but BSDE still pretty effective, 50%.
And counting, but Tony, it's the adaptation. The hood comes out, giving the enhanced team up to Cheezel there, so they go hit scan mode on it. And keen to see the effects of that coming in full swing here. So look to hold a position slowly but certainly. But now, SPLC got a lot to put in order to hold down their own position. Hulk Smash coming out. Double strategist ult pop there, Tony. That's a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, a little bit worrisome. Used Fate and Soul Resurgence here for BSDE. And that allows SPLC to maybe roll on through. Maelstrom finds another there on to Party Poison. BSDE almost flipping that point back, but of course just how many members they have on the point. Now the Hood trying to swing those guns, but Hyper's swinging fists here with his Pain brother in kind, Nile. Now going to be controlling up on the space here, 90% for SPLC. And BSD not even thinking about a portal. They're going to just try and walk it back here. Darkchild coming out here from McBoonoo will be able to touch the point to secure OT. And immediately, Strategist Ultimate pulled out there to answer an immediate shutdown of McBoonoo. Firework finale now is what BSDE are after. They're just able to touch, otherwise the last remaining member. And SPLC will shut it down. First point of Burn to T'Challa goes their way.
Yeah, well done. Well played to our team there. Then we'll lock it in on our first mission area on Stellar Spaceport. We're moving to the Imperial Institute of Science, though, to dial it in on a domination here. BSDE, they've made a few adaptations, you know. They're trying to switch up their hero composition, see if they have what it takes to push things over the line here, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough to enable them to their fullest extent. So, we'll see how things go as they lay down these last moments of preparation. SPLC, they've got triple ults at the ready. You know, they've got the Thing, Strange, and Hela. All good to go. The Thing and Strange in particular is going to be a great way to just displace BSDE, considering if they get locked down, you can single them out nice and easy. But we'll see how things go in the beginning here, as both teams now prepare for the next phase.
Going into the next point here. It's important the BSDE probably get off to an early start. SPLC have identified what they want to go for here. The Moon Knight could be good, though, from McBoonoo at getting out the heat. A ton of damage here on towards those Vanguards that are going to be floating around. But, of course, they have to deal with Salzy as well up on that high ground. Getting out a little bit of chip. And in comes Hyper, goes for the ultimate. It gets cancelled. It doesn't matter, though. The rest of the follow-up from SPLC, they'll clean my BSDE before they can even get a chance to touch the point.
Yeah, we'll be mopped up there, so a nice start for SPLC. BSDE doing the best that they can to hold position here. Salzy looking to just try and trickle through some damage off some multiple angles there, but not able to really string it together to find the most favorable outcome for SPLC. So can just hold position, fall back a little bit, concede a little space, and now look to take it to the front with BSDE.
We'll take it up the center here. As AEL High trying to get damage out. Team of the End comes out. And the shots are coming through. Nile needs to be careful there. Got some death in return from Salzy. It's in a little bit of an awkward spot here. Can't really get a whole lot of value out of that one. Just shots onto AEL High. And, well, Hyper, getting involved too. Gonna be high starts out from Renu, trying to get BSD forward, but again, they're just getting shut down time and time again. This triple Vanguard lineup from SPLC is actually quite overwhelming to deal with. Of course, there's a ton of damage potential from BSDE, but there's so much HP you have to shred through here.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem with BSDE's comp right now, right? Is sure they have a ton of sustain with the triple strategist, but they just don't have enough damage in order to bash past the large health pools of our vanguards. So it's a tough place to be at. I like the change up back to Emma there. Going to be looking to lock in on Root. This might be okay for them. They can just clear some space, but I mean, they've already lost one player and maybe more to follow up again now. Just like that, it doesn't even matter, Tony. They will lock it in on the spawn hold, and it will be map number 1. A confident start for SPLC.
Yeah, very confident start. What we expected a team of their caliber, just knowing that they've got some strong picks behind them, especially saving Niles Hulk, and as well getting the Luna through for Rowdy. There's a lot of good things here for SPLC. Unfortunately, there for BSDE, getting a little bit crushed under the pressure. I was going to say that, as you said, the triple strategist composition isn't too bad for a team of their caliber, but yeah, they were lacking severely in that damage department. And when you have 3 big beefy boys walking at you, or 2 big beefy boys, a stranger, I guess, walking at you, it's kind of hard to take that space back.
Yeah, it's kind of a rough one, isn't it? You know, you gotta give it your all there, give it the best you can, and then kind of hope for the best accordingly. But that's all right. It's all right. I'm sure that they'll look to lock it back in into the next map. That was a great start on Burn and T'Challa, though, Tony, wasn't it? You know, we saw a couple of Burn and T'Challas to kick the day off, and yeah, I've been pretty impressed so far with what both teams have really been able to bring.
Yeah, no, I was thoroughly impressed too. There, we didn't get to see the waterfall, unfortunately, so no environmental KO potential for all the Spider-Man players. McBoonu especially probably would have liked to see that one, even though Spider-Man was banned. Probably could have pulled something else out, right? McBoonu is a little tricky one in his hero pool, and yeah, I'm excited to see where we go for Convoy map. Because this one, there's a lot of potential here. We've already seen Midtown here. We could see you know, your favorite potentially as well, Museum.
No.
Always in the pool. I always like to
No.
bring it up every time because I know you love it.
No.
No.
I've spent so much time in the museum. I've been having nightmares about that map, Tony.
You're becoming a fossil now, bud.
Yeah, I'm one of the exhibits. I've had my own night at the museum, and it's never ending. Oh, goodness. You gotta love it, Tony. But no, looks like we are gonna get locked in to our map 2. Our teams are real quick to it, as always. It is gonna be Spider Islands this time around. So, curious to see how this one goes, as we will be locking in to the draft right now.
Yeah, we'll see what the draft tells us. Do they target ban McBoonu once again? You know, Black Hat was that first ban last time from SPLC. This time BSDE get the luxury of that first ban, and what do they opt to bring to the table? Because there's a lot of strong ones that can be taken away. Hulk, maybe you see the Luna taken away, but no. Again, gonna be Cloak. Feels like Cloak has earned that Gambit first ban status, Matt.
Honestly, don't blame him. I think that Mantis probably is still best in slot in that regard, but Cloak definitely has a place in the ban line now. Considering the impacts they're able to make, like the damage that they can make enemies take is just insane, but the fact that they have that much more survivability, playing into the ice block, having the Veil available, there's just a ton that they can do with Cloak and Dagger now, Tony, and it's great, you know. It's like a strategist's a dream come true, being able to escape from everything or a lot and keep your team sustained with all of the heals and peels. But for now, we see Strange on the Protect there. Iron Fist going to be the next Protect coming through from BSDE here, Tony. So Party Poison is keener to bring out the King of the Fist.
Yeah, the Iron Fist here is interesting to see. Might be what they're after, right? As we said, BSD were lacking a little bit of front-end damage, and Iron Fist could be what gets them a little bit more heavy in favorite. Thing going to be banned away too. They don't have to deal with Hyper's Thing. Apparently, it was too much in that last one. Luna going to be saved once again. Strange here for Mr. Yeet Turtle. Target ban once again to the Black Cat of McBoonoo. And as well, AEL High actually going to be catching a stray on the target bans this time around.
Yeah, it seems like they just want to mitigate their impact over and over again here, Tony. Just looking to shut them down. We are seeing the Ultron Protect this time. My goodness, I've gone back in time. No, I gotta love Ultron on the Protect there. It was great to see the Age of Ultron event in-game, actually. I kind of love it, you know. And that game mode in particular almost leaves me inspired to see maybe if they play into something X-Men themed in the future, you know, because I can picture, like, you know, that kind of Age of Ultron game mode or your Marvel Zombies game mode, but I can picture like an X-Men themed game mode where they have to fight the Sentinels. So I'd love to see an idea of that nature put to reality someday.
Yeah, it feels like they're adding a lot of X-Men oriented things recently, so yeah, it'd be cool to see some more limited time events here. That could be a lot of fun. I definitely had a lot of fun, the Marvel Zombies, and then of course the Age of Ultron event there as well. Blood Hunt, Blood Hunt was really good. I kind of liked the Ultron one a little bit more. It was a little bit, I guess, like in your face, whereas the Blood Hunt was a lot of min-maxing, finding the best items, finding the best optimal gear path, and it was a little bit too much for me. I'm more of a casual guy.
Man's just trying to play the game.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Oh my goodness. Look at this composition, Tony.
Oh.
We have the duelist composition of the ages, my man. We are going to see Black Panther, Daredevil, Psylocke, Iron Fist, and White Fox. This is a dive central, Tony. I'm all for it. You know, if they can make it work on their attacking phase, why not? They're going to give it... Ooh, portal.
Oh, yeah.
Or not.
Oh. Or not. No.
It's gone.
Portal's gone.
That's a portal base.
Yeah, I was expecting that portal to come out, but well, you see, get themselves out of the gate here, and I believe this is like every dive hero that's available minus Spider-Man and of course the Black Cat that was banned here. So yeah, this is gonna be SPLC sitting pretty comfortably though, because Hyper is on Bucky, and Bucky's very good at shutting down the dive.
Yeah, Bucky's great to shut down the dive. Even something like Elsa has been pretty effective lately by playing around the traps. There's just a lot of great solutions, and if you have both of them together, it's just kind of best in slot. I do like how they have Namor here as well to utilize the squids, clear a bit of space without having to focus on it as much, and they can play around it so well. So Hyper, good for it. Waiting with the bionic hook there. No one's exiting spawn, so they don't really get a chance to use it at the moment. But I'm sure that will change soon. AEL High actually changing to Luna this time, so looking to stick to triple duelist and double strategist here.
Yeah, double strat is what they're after. The Luna and White Fox team up, of course, is available as well. And Salzy going to be on the Namor, so it's just, massive anti-dive here from SPLC. Nile and Adula Wits against McBoonoo there on the Black Panther. And we'll see. Finally, BSD try to touch on towards this mission vehicle, get it moving a little bit further around this corner. Well, for SPLC, they're all over it here. Nile once again looking for that exile. Hyper will be able to find another shot here. I like how effectively SPLC are answering this wacky composition, we'd say, from BSDE.
Yeah, they kind of have every solution they need at the moment. It's perfect, you know? They're just kind of sticking it to them at the moment. But no matter what they do, they're always adapting. Speaking of, though, this adaptation has found them an opening and maybe more. Oh, the timing on that teleportation. That was a sight to behold.
Yeah, great answer. Rowdy. We're using the Ice Arts now, and they've completely locked it up. Is that triple from Rowdy there on the Luna? Very effective. Kumio coming out from Renu. As that mission vehicle goes forward a little bit further. Back to play here. Oh, Hyper. What an uppercut to the jaw there, Renu. It is going to be as well. Cracking impact from Hyper. That's double. Looking to secure the reset. Triple from Hyper. Some great shots being landed here by Hyper. And just a minute left here for BSDE. No reset available. BSDE don't want to give it over.
Not giving up and not giving in here. That will be locked in accordingly. So, going to be just at a stalemate for the moment. We'll see Bastasem enabled from McBoonu, catching Hyper there, forcing out the dance floor from Rowdy. So, it'll be a good trade-offs, I'd say. See if they can find a way past, though. Juno does get the KOs forward onto a couple. So, strategist, nah, they're actually a duelist, Tony. They're getting all the KOs they want and then some. In fact, every ult you can think of is being used right now. Living G even coming out from Party Poison there, but the party's not over, Tony. The game still goes on.
The game still going, the war still raging. 20 seconds for BSDE. There's Juno. Another quick secured KO. Ultimate out of Nile here on the hole. Is that portal in their face? Mr. Yeeternal's not allowing them to get out of their spawn. Exiled. A quick KO. The ESDE might be fully spawn held here. Only 24 meters pushed, and that's unfortunate. They just couldn't quite get it going, Matt.
Yeah, unlucky they didn't find the right recipe in order to break out of the spawn point there. So, going to be a unfortunate time in that first half for KBGS, or for BSDE rather. But definitely keen to see what else will be coming through into our next portion time. As BSDE have been giving it the best they can into this one, and I'm sure there's more to follow where that came from. But McBoonu locks in the Black Panther again, and going to be good to go as always.
Yeah, good to see what happens here. BSDE. We'll see. A very mirrored defense. SPLC, that was just lights out there, just not enabling BSDE to get anything going on the dive, and anything else going. Ooh, a little portal cheese here from Cheezel. Attempting to find that environmental KO. He's just waiting.
I shudder to think what will come from this, Tony. Here we go. Oh no.
Oh. You got it.
You gotta love it. They got something out of it at least, Tony, so gotta give them props there for trying the best they can. Looks like with Bruno just vibing, giving it the best that they can, but ultimately the outcome all but set in a stone into this one. So we'll be locking down the mission vehicle, home stretch, and it's going to be G. Well played. So will be a confident victory from SPLC there, 2-0, and a clear path.
Yeah, quick one there from SPLC. I really liked what we saw out of the composition from them. BSDE, they experimented a little bit here. Juno going to be getting that well-deserved MVP. We'll be swimming with sharks, swimming with the fishes here. SPLC. What can you say other than some
you're welcome.
Great dominance? Yeah, what can you say except you're welcome? Some dominance out of them. BSDE as we alluded to, some interesting comps that might need a little bit of tinkering before we see the success, I guess.
Yeah, I think maybe a bit more time in the Imperial Institute of Science, and then once they find the results of their experimentation, they'll be a-okay going forward their tone. So, yeah, GG, well played coming out from them and theirs there. Going to be a confident map or series even from SPLC Panthers, and very keen to see what else is going to be cooking up. But while we get our final series locked in, everybody, we are going to be heading to a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back before you know it. See you soon. Welcome back, everybody, to AEL High School Competition Marvel Rivals here in Term 3. It's Mattse and Tony coming at you with all the action, and for our final trick, our final series of the day, it's going to be MKC Bombers taking on a Phoenix Black here. And Tony, you know where we're starting. It's Burning T'Challa.
I love Burning T'Challa. Do we start in the waterfall, though, Matt, is my question, because I really like to see the waterfall. Yeah, we'll find out, of course. But yeah, we've seen Burning T'Challa today. Oh, right now, already.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like the waterfall.
Yeah, I think it's the indoor section. Of one of the... Yeah.
I believe it's the Institute, right?
Yeah, I think it's the Institute. If the background is to tell the truth of it all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's if the background's not throwing us for a tailspin here.
The players do that already when they switch heroes in spawn, you know? How could they?
Yeah.
No, love it. But we are going to see a targeted ban immediately come through there. So Emma going to be banned out for MKC Bombers there. Phoenix Black do ban the Elsa, though. We'll see a Magic Protect actually coming through and a Punisher. So a lot of duelist focus in this beginning section.
Yeah, a lot of duelist focus here. Actually, no strategists being thought about by either side. So interesting call to make here. Magic Blade going to be banned out here, I believe. Yeah, MKC are the team that likes to bring Blade occasionally. So yeah, Blade being banned out here. A little bit of insider info. Gambit going to be finally taken away here. Finally, we see some look at the strike.
Yeah, it took a while, but we got there. We got there. So we'll see what the next protect is going to be for Phoenix Black here, as they look to lock it down, lock it in to this one here. And now it's going to be none other than Mantis. No, it's not going to be Mantis. It might be something else though. We'll find out, as it is Cloak and Dagger, the next protect.
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger going to be kept this time. We've seen it banned so far normally, so
yeah,
seeing it kept in play for the moment. So yeah, this is a good thing to see. Phoenix Black knowing the importance that Cloak has been playing in this this recent patch, this recent season of competitive. Know that they don't have to really worry about it. I guess their final ban miss opportunity there. Black Widow is one we've also been seeing a lot of recently. A lot of upfront potential there with that one. So MKC don't want to have to deal with it.
No, I don't want to have to deal with it at all. And you can see a lot of high presence heroes being locked in early here. I love that MKC is playing into the Hood and Jubilee team up. They've got Mantis at the ready. They've got Bucky, Magic, Mag. Like, it's just a high-class composition, honestly, that they're bringing into this one, Tony. And very eager to see what Phoenix Black can do as well, as they've got I Love Cold Sober there on to the Groot. Magneto being locked in as well. Enid Sinclair bringing out to the Cloak and Dagger. So yeah, there's bits and pieces that are the same but a little different across both the sets of heroes that we're seeing brought out here.
Yeah, it's interesting to see both teams kind of. Well, they can change things up, right? There's still a little bit of time on the clock to change the compositions. We've seen things that we thought were going to be played, but we got our hopes up, and then they, of course, did end up getting swapped out.
Yeah, they got swapped out accordingly. So we'll be locking into round number 1 now, the Imperial Institute of Science. Maybe we'll find the results of that experiment from last match there, Tony. Maybe. But we move on up now. Mission area unlocking in the next 15 seconds here. And both our teams keen as ever to face off in this exchange of blows. And we'll see the swords are coming out, slicing and dicing their way through. No one KO'd out yet, but certainly getting a bit of closeness to that. CJ's fire there could be exactly what they're hoping for. They're looking to lock in a flank now.
Yeah, looking to secure that flank there onto the Jubilee. It will be a quick KO, but sedated. Great answer back from Cheezy the Noob. And CJ Spider's going to have to get out now because everybody now turns attention to the magic. And they'll take out CJ Spire. MKC Bombers control the point early here. They found all the KOs necessary. And they'll break that pillar, so there's no cover there from any of these Phoenix Black players, potentially, if they go towards the high ground.
Yeah, going to be a lack of cover. Oh, that was a close bionic hook, Tony. I liked what they had cooked up there, but unfortunately not going to be able to lock it in. Voltage is prepared as well here. It's like half ghostly is taking some elevated angles as well. So I'm going to love that they play around the veil there, the wall, and to use cover to their advantage. Speaking of though, Verbo Box in a bit of trouble to box themselves out of that situation. Might not be able to for long. MKC find KO for KO. Enid goes down and Koji to follow. Everybody slowly but surely gets toppled over. So the power of the Hood, a lot of burst damage coming through there. have their very speedy guns will be looking to fall back accordingly.
Yeah, very quickly having to fall back here and tinker with the composition. We've got Koji now on the Hella. Hood going to be out here for JB Mel's, and MKC still controlling this space effectively. Only really one ultimate in play. I was going to say Phoenix Black don't have any ultimates to play with at the moment. So they're just going to have to play into the neutral here. Cat Coley with this mag. As we see with that Scarlet team up, so much damage here that forces the strategist Demon on the end in the face of everybody from Phoenix Black. Aggressive play from Half Ghostly, and it pays off.
Aggression paying dividends and then some, Tony. And keen for more where that came from. Half Ghostly there. Doing the best they can. 5% is all they need. Phoenix Black are nowhere near. Will they be able to touch in time? The answer is no.
Not quite able to get on there. Very oppressive play there from MKC. Taking the point and not letting it fall here. As we go over to the Warrior Falls, Matt, and well, this is where Phoenix Black are going to have to maybe change a few things up again there. We saw a lot of tinkering with the composition, and it didn't really pay off here. Now we're going to see Koji on the Cyclops. That might be the answer that they need.
Yeah, this is the map you wanted, or the objective you wanted to start this map, Tony. But it looks like we finally made it here eventually. I'm curious how Cyclops will work out for Phoenix Black here, because Cyclops, you know, used to be in seasons prior pretty incredible as a duelist, but at the moment, not so sure anymore. Still good, but not amazing. Still, we'll have a change up to Rocket in the early phase here. Might just be looking to pick up some armor pads there, you know, get a little bit extra before they go into the fight. Or they actually commit to the bit on Triple Strategist and really look to take it to them.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they go for here. Hunchback Bird already getting that Hood team up, out, and getting the sparks flying here for MKC. Koji is trying to slash back here with that mag sword, trying to get the damage here, but it's being answered very quickly. MKC strategists, I have to give him credit. Eternal Bond coming out of Phoenix Black, though, as the Dark Child look to answer in return. And the fight will break out with a firework finale as well.
Exactly what they want. A boundary coming out. It's time for a meteor, though. Will it respond? Bang! It will. Goodbye, Cloak, and more to follow. Soul Resurgence allowing them to strike fiercely into this one. They will be able to lock in on their swords if required as well. But no, you can see good right clicks there and good KOs accordingly. So first strike, first control goes to MKC. Bombers here, Tony, and they're already taking control towards the next clearing.
They're controlling the fight early on in the play. And, well, see JB Mel's does have that team on the end available. Ooh, they've lost their invis. Great dash here from Anda. Magic quite effective at getting in the face of Phoenix Black. And now CJ Spire is going to have to try and answer it. Magic for Magic, a little bit of a duel going on between these two. And we'll see how this continues to fare here for Phoenix Black. So they've got, as we said, a few ultimates to play with. They just have to try and make that space. And, well, MKC just not allowing them to take it.
Yeah, not giving them any opportunity at all, are they, Tony? Oh, my goodness.
Ooh.
And just getting all the strategists there. This is so unfortunate. Phoenix Black have no signs of counterattack here. Like, Magic is trying to flank around the back line, but as a result, they're just getting singled out and staggering their team. So it's really unlucky Phoenix Black at the moment. They can't find a way in.
Yeah, not being able to get anywhere near point of contention here. The Hood, the Demon on the end here, but it is going to be in the face of everyone. Hunchback Bird, though, getting taken out. Shots coming through. Double, triple line up there for JP Mel's. Demon on the end in return here for MKC, and it's going to be one back and make it two double for Half Ghostly. And that actually allows the rest of MKC to come back and help their fellow teammates out.
Yeah, amazing work from our Hood players using Demon of the End, but it's time for the Meteor M. Oh, not going to be able to lock in the KO there. somehow half ghostly, still holding on. And they will find success in the end. Phoenix Black desperately trying to push in, lock in on the mission area. They will not succeed, however. OT timer primed up, good to go. And unless they get a portal immediately, that will be that. Map number 1 locked in for MKC Bombers.
A huge game there from MKC Bombers, knowing how they want to play Burn T'Challa, and it's oppressive and aggressive here. And for Phoenix Black, they made some good strides there. They showed out here that the hood is pretty good, but half ghostly in the face of everybody from Phoenix Black, popping that one. And well, MKC, a well-deserved first win here, Matt.
Yeah, I think that they definitely great job showcasing their confidence, having 0 defeats on a couple of their players there in half ghostly and Ander. Like, that's amazing. Really well done to them and theirs there. And of the game, the meta, and yeah, what works most effectively alongside each other.
Yeah, just knowing what works and knowing that the hood's pretty strong right now, we might see a potential target ban going into this next one.
Maybe a nerf next
Convoy.
season.
Yeah, maybe a nerf. Yeah, if the devs are listening, yeah, we might need to maybe touch down that ultimate.
Magneto as well, you know. I
Yeah.
want to be breaking out of mag jail if I can help. Yeah. I'd like to play a character that isn't Magneto sooner rather than later, thank you. Hey, it depends what new heroes get locked in as well, right? And what they do next season. We'll find out all in due time there. That'll be good fun for sure. And I'm sure all the players will be just as excited as we are, if not more so, once we get that one locked in and the big reveal comes through whenever that may or may not be. Who knows? But what we do know right now, Tony, is we have a second map on its way soon. Our players are preparing themselves for a battle, ready to saddle up and give it their best on a convoy. And which convoy map, you might ask, is it? It's going to be Yggdrasil Path, actually, locked in on this one, Tony. We're going back to the old classic.
Yeah, the old classic, Yggdrasil, pretty fun one, at least if you're a fan of the convoy mode overall. But if you're not, that's okay too. So, convoy is not everybody's bread and butter.
No. Some people like Convergence better. Yeah.
You're the best of both worlds on Convergence, I feel.
Yeah, and some people like Doom Match.
Yeah, those people are interesting. Interesting people. Interesting people, I'll say.
Black Widow actually going to be locked in, however, on the Protect now. So Phoenix are looking to strike back, have banned out the Magic as well. Do not want to deal with that ever again. I get it. Magic did a lot in that last map there, but I think there's more heroes they can rely on also. So going to be more issues to come. Speaking of Magneto, going to be protected this time around, and maybe more in just a moment.
Yeah, we'll see what else gets locked in here. Of course, still a lot of good picks potential for both of these sides. Elsa, once again, going to be taken away. The Phoenix Black Gambit going to be taken away by the MKC Bombers. Of course, Invis has been one that is getting let through here. Mattse is one that's actually as well getting let through. So, you know, a lot of the strategists we expect to see already taken out of the picture might have a little bit of life to them. Punisher, once again, going to be saved for the likes of Phoenix Black. So they like Punisher a little bit, it would seem.
Yeah, Final Judgment and more making a lot of impact there. So keen to see if it works out for them and how they can navigate the treacherous waters. But Bucky going to be protected. Cloak not going to be protected. Will be a ban coming through there. One last ban to go, and it is Mantis. So I like the adaptations coming through from Phoenix here, as well as MKC. They're looking to enable their strengths one way or another here. But here, we'll see our heroes now locked in. A Koji on the Black Widow there. Blade being hovered by CJ Spire here, Tony. I'm kind of worried about what's going to be on the other side of this one.
Yeah, a little bit worrisome to see what would be potentially, you know, the strategist here for MKC having to be on their guard. Blade hover, the blade lock, sorry, means that the duelists are going to be quite oppressive, to say the least, from Phoenix Black. And, well, they might be actually meeting that one with a Black Cat pick of their own here.
Okay. I think that actually could be a worthy answer, especially playing against something like the Black Widow there. That's going to mean Black Widow has to stay on their feet pretty much the whole game, or otherwise they're going to be punished, much like the rest of the backline there. Like, Blade might be an answer, kind of, you know, especially with the anti-heal there, like making a bit more vulnerability, but yeah, it's going to be difficult playing against a Black Cat. We'll see how it all goes now, though. As we lock in on the beginning segment here, Catco Lee already slicing and dicing their way in, and looking for more where that came from in a second here, as they push gracefully over to the first choke point.
Yeah, MKC, ooh, great shots there coming through from Koji on the Black Widow, securing a quick KO. And MKC will lose a member early. Koji opting to reposition here, trying to poke out the strategist, because they're going to be trying to walk forward while the rest of the team also walks forward. So going to be caught in a little bit of a rotational path, but still this mission keeper pushing forward. Cheesy to do, keeping everybody healthy. This Blade almost getting shut out there. Great block timing, going to secure themselves in position. Phoenix Black, they're again just continuing to be forced back here by MKC.
Forced back further and further beyond, Tony, and maybe all where that came from. Poor Enid. It's shut down by half Ghostly there, and looking to force the issue one step further. CJ Splat now going down as well. So MKC Bombers on taking good space at the moment. They might be facing a poor load, although, from Burbo Box, unless they push it over in time. Ooh, there we go. We'll get there at the end. So, no portal in time, no portal required, it would seem, Tony.
Portal required a Helm of Hades there. Black Cat to try and get away, but end up going to be taken out. And, ooh, quick KO secured there from Mr. Voss. We haven't seen too much on the Bucky yet so far, but showing up in good form now as MKC continue to push forward here again. Phoenix Black just forced onto the back foot and going to go into sniper mode. Shot on the Hunchback Bird. Koji's able to get back to safety. The Hood from half Ghostly trying to chase down, but might be a little bit too far forward for his liking.
Yeah, a little bit too close for comfort there, Tony, and it does mean a little comeback from Phoenix Black going to be put into place there. Maybe more than a little one, a big one even, as they're locking in KO for KO. It seems Black Widow's in town. And Koji looking to send the hammer down. And we'll find KOs accordingly with it. But we look to hold it back for the moment. Fireworks Finale locked in with the Agamotto. 1000-fold slash ready to slash and dash their way. Do catch at least the Jubilee, but they're going to trade it out onto Enid there on the invis. So more problems building, and it's working out for MKC Bombers.
Yeah, it's working out in good favor here for MKC Bombers. As they continue to push it forward. Half Ghostly going to be going for a little bit of Demon in the end as well, with the Meteor wind up there. Fate of both worlds from Phoenix Black as they're trying to walk out now. And, well, they're able to get forward for just a little bit here. Still so much oppressive damage, crack and impact for the reset. Looking for some more, Matt, but nobody going to give it over. Mr. Voss will fall.
Will rise, will fall, but they can do whatever they need to in order to stall here. We'll see how things fare in the next crucial moments now. MKC to try and breeze past here. To have still a bit of util in order to play into. Foundry could be perfect for a fight like this if desperate times arise, but they might not need it as they found Enid to begin and following up for more. Black Widow down. It's all pressure on I Love Cold Sober here, Tony.
All the pressure on I Love Cold Sober right now. As Phoenix Black still getting pushed back here. CJ Spire getting some good time blocks on the blade here, but Firework Finale going to be coming out here from Hunchback Bird and getting so much value out of this Jubilee. You can see just so aggressive with how they can play it, because that Firework Finale is keeping everybody up and keeping Hunchback Bird sustained. Second point claimed here for MKC. Still struggling to answer for Phoenix Black.
Struggling to answer, but I'm sure there's going to be an answer before we know it, Mr. Tony. We'll lock in on that next checkpoint there. Going to be on the home stretch towards the final checkpoint in this first half here. So, keen to see if Phoenix Black can hold them back. There's a lot of time they need to do it. You know, 3 minutes is a vast journey, but oh, the Bionic Hook locks him in. Hook, line, and sinker on a CJ Spire there, and that's a grand start for MKC.
Yeah, that's a really good start from MKC. So now we'll see. God of Thunder try to come out there and slam on down. KO secured there by Berber Box, but Half Ghostly back on towards the shots coming through from Koji as well. Attempted ultimate here. MKC just still foot on the throat and not looking to let up. Just when you think Phoenix Black have something of a fight ready to go, it's MKC just pushing on.
Pushing on up, pushing on in, and they will be able to spin through. KO for KO, holding them at the door. They say no more. You will not pass this one. We'll see the Meteor over the top as well. Not going to catch CJ Spire, but they will catch the full capture over the mission area. And it's going to be well done to MKC. They had just over 2 minutes to spare onto that one as well, Tony.
Yeah. Quite an impressive push for MKC. But now it's Phoenix Black's turn here to see what they can do. And, of course, going to be changing some things up. Burbo Box potentially for the Moon Knight. Not too shabby of a pick, especially with the composition that MKC are running. Their front line definitely a little bit more vulnerable to potentially getting blown up as well. JB Mel's with the Groot. Good combo potential here for Phoenix Black.
Yeah, great combo potential. Even Tony, very eager to see what they can do with this. And very eager to see how they will survive through it all. Groot coming in is definitely going to be a positive change, especially on a map like Yggdrasil Path. You know, I feel like your Groot Knight combos is a classic. Tale as old as time there, but they're not playing into it. We're being baited again. It's going to be Devil Dinosaur Hubbard this time, though, Tony. So still, I think Groot definitely has their place. Like, they've got Rocket there, they've got Jeff. They can certainly play into that one. You know, I think you got your various team ups you can utilize alongside that one as well. So we are very happy with that and more where that came from. As we move on to the attack now, Half Ghostly. I like their point of contact. They're just hiding, waiting patiently.
Yeah, great patience being shown there for Half Ghostly, knowing when to pounce here. She's a noob as well on the Jeff. We haven't seen Jeff Venom in a little bit here. There's going to be, as well, Devil Dino out on Phoenix Black. Wasn't expecting that one, but Burbo Box feels like the Devil Dino could be pretty good, especially with that Punisher team up. A lot of damage that could potentially come out from that one. Phoenix Black, for the moment, they get a little bit of a push going here. MKC can't quite find a quick KO to their board just yet.
Yeah, not this time around. Cutting close on many players there, but players still will stand tall. Well, maybe not for long. MKC catch a 3 in the meanwhile there, and they're looking for more very desperately, it would seem. Devil Dinosaur in a big trouble. Doesn't fall back in time there. So it will be another KO added to the tally. Half Ghostly just holding the front lines as well. They don't give a care in the world, Tony.
No care in the world to what's going on here. Koji trying to deal with Half Ghostly not giving a care right now. And, well, back to spawn here. 2 minutes 30. Still Phoenix Black with plenty of time to get out, but not a lot of KOs going their way for the moment. It's all a Cat Coley there with the Magneto. Black Cat as well floating around. As well, Cheesy the Noob getting involved. So this is a very solid composition here for MKC, very defensive. It's Jeff going to come out here, going to swallow up Goalie, but immediately going to be collapsed upon here by MKC.
Yeah, CYA coming up as well now, doing the best that they can to break out of the spawn point, but I don't know if it is going to be possible. Certainly plenty of difficulties have been afforded to it all as yet. See, this is the answer though. The Devil Beast Rampage at the ready with the struggling prison, and that's exactly what they were hoping for. Feast of the Abyss comes out. It is wasted even. So it's going to be great for Phoenix Black there, but honestly, great for Half Ghostly to try and contest at the last second when they did. Just build up a bit more time for your team to fall back, fall in line, group up, and get ready for the next stage of combat.
Getting ready to see what they can do here. So we'll see Squids from Koji. That Gamma Squid going to deal a ton here as MKC walk out. Half Ghostly again, already immediately putting threat down. It's Jeff coming through, swallows up 2, makes it now more doable here. And they're going to be lining up for the Meteor, but they spit them in the air. Kakoli can't hit that one. A little bit of fancy maneuvering, and now MKC can put on the back foot off of their antics here, Matt.
Yeah, 1000 Volt Flash comes out as well. I do love the bubble coming through on a Jeff there. Actually enabled them to survive that much longer. And Half Ghostly again and again, they're just so tenacious installing this mission vehicle. You know, they pop the Symbiotic Resilience right at the perfect time there. Unfortunately, no one's portaling this time around, so gonna have to concede the first checkpoint here, but MKC Bombers, you know they're locked in, but the same can maybe be said of Phoenix right now. They're looking to make strides themselves.
They're looking to see what they can do themselves here. Mr. Voss gonna be securing a quick KO, but we're back by the BRB. And we'll see what else comes of this one here, because Ultimate's available for MKC, both of their duelists have theirs to play with. Of course, Kraken Impact would be quite deadly here. Half Ghostly going to be putting up that round here, that Veil to deal some more damage here, and Kakoli as well with the mag dishing out a ton of front end, and they'll secure some quick KOs. And that is going to be Phoenix Black back to their spawn for the meantime.
Back to spawn and ready to give more where that came from. Mr. Tony, we'll see what they can come up with. They've got a couple of minutes to try and find a way out. You know, try and find a way to make. I'm all for whatever they can cook up here, but we'll see how things go. It's Jeff comes out from Enid Sinclair there, ready to try and get some. Do find the Jubilee at a minimum, so not a bad one, honestly. We'll get KO'd in the meanwhile, though, so Jubilee can just fall straight back. Just hold the S key there and bless up the time stream. But we'll see how they go as they're slowly but surely just trickling in some sagged KOs, Tone.
Trickling in some scattered KOs here. As a minute 30 falls, Phoenix Black. They do still have that Groot ultimate up here. They could look to combo it, maybe even with the Devil Dino. As we'll see, again, they're still going for this Blade pick, and it's struggling to get in, Matt, especially with how much upfront potential MKC have here. The calling card is going to come out here. They're going to go for the Meteor Demon on the end. Kraken Impact, just pop every ultimate. Why not MKC? And show that you're not scared of Phoenix Black right now. The Demon on the end, very high in the sky there from Half Ghostly. As a minute falls, Phoenix Black's board here, Matt. They're getting a little bit desperate now. We see the swap over. We're going to be seeing triple duelists going to come through. Burbo Box on the Punisher.
The Punisher could be a worthy solution. And Strangling Prison coming out. Assassin's Focus. It's Jeff, though. Finds both Vanguards. They need a bit sustained. Oh, my goodness! The wall! Oh, that was huge there from JB Mells. They managed to save their team off one little gap. Oh my goodness, Tony. That was major.
That was absolutely major to see here. Shots coming out from Koji. Now Phoenix Black with 10 seconds left on the clock. Have to try and touch on towards this second point. The MKC, they've got a few fights to play with, but not if they're going to be over-aggressive in their peaking. Overtime is ticking. Now going to have to wait for Mr. Voss to come back for firework finale. in from Hunchback Bird. It's a little bit too early.
Yeah, a little bit too early into the pitch there, which means they won't have it for any further segments now. And it does afford an opening to Phoenix Black here. Counter-attacking with the 1000-fold slash there, but they are going to get flanked out by Half Ghostly. Black Widow going down, maybe more to follow. I don't like the placement from MKC at the moment, though. They're a bit displaced from their teammates. Black Cat going to be caught out as well here, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. They throw them away, should still be able to stay on the map. There you go, and it might be A-OK, but no one's on the mission vehicle, and the next checkpoint is locked in, Tony.
Yeah, next checkpoint going to be locked in here by Phoenix Black. And we've still got minute 20 to play with, and still time on the clock for MKC to try and hold it down here. And is still floating around the backside of things with this Black Cat, just trying to get in and poke. That Groot is taking a substantial amount of damage, but also getting healed for a substantial amount. And we'll see BRB bring back Box. The Black Cat's going to be shut down there, so great trades back, crack and impact once again here for Mr. Voss.
Yeah, could be more where that came from, Tony. Lots of shots coming through there. Not going to be able to lock in that last KO on a Burbo Box. They're still quite low health, but they at least heal some back, it would seem. Well, not for long. Half Ghostly just going to absolutely run it down on the back line there. Find plenty of KOs, and it will be the Demon of the End on a line and ready to go. No one really in the firing line of it, though, so maybe not as impactful as they would have hoped. CYA in its strangling prison there. A good countermeasure, but I mean, it doesn't appear to be enough for Meteor going back out of space, it would seem, Tony, and the calling card going out as well.
The calling card coming through. Mr. Voss securing a KO, and Half Ghostly as well, going to be securing something. And they're swinging sword right now, Mr. Voss. It is going to be Koji trying to find something with the sniper, but it's getting blocked a ton here by MKC. Nobody able to touch the mission vehicle. And MKC will be able to hold it. Phoenix Black, I have to give them credit there, Matt. They played really, really well in that regard. And they almost were making, well, they were making MKC sweat a little bit.
Yeah. That got a lot closer than what I thought it would be towards the tail end of the map there, Tony. But at the end of the day, MKC were able to lock it down, lock it in. So they're going to be very happy with that result, taking care of business, and will find exactly the impact they needed. So GG, well played. MKC are coming out on top of that series, 2-0. Phoenix Black cutting it close, but not close enough at the end there. So, GG, well played once again, Tone.
Yeah, GG, well played once again here for our teams today, Matt. We saw some very interesting competition, some very interesting compositions as well from these teams, I have to say. So, yeah, this is getting exciting leading into the competition.
Yeah, I love to see it. Love to see some of the more unique picks coming through there. You know, the creativity, the prowess that's being shown from some of our teams and players. You know, I think that they're growing more as a cohesive unit as the weeks go on. And I'm very eager to see more where that came from. You know, to see our players reach their full potential as they continue through their rivals' careers. Always a good fun. But speaking of what else is good fun, you know what else is good fun, Tony? It's our sponsors. A big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
And of course, a big shout out as well goes to HyperX and Officeworks. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. Push performance to the limit with the latest in gaming tech, from high spec to precision gear. Officeworks has what you need.
Couldn't agree more, Tony. And you know what I need? I need Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. Blend of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So make sure you check them out. You know them, you'll love them. We appreciate all of our sponsors' support. So thank you very much. But if you want to support the AEL, make sure you check out AU Esports League on all of our various social medias there, whether it's X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, you name it, we are on it. So make sure you check it out to stay up to date on all of our various competitions there. That's where you get all the info. But speaking of info, it's going to be time to say goodbye for today. Me and Tony are going to be wishing you all a very well. All our games have concluded. It's been an absolute ripper of a day, and we can't wait to see you in the next one with more incredible action. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody, and we will see you then. Ciao for now.